A little over a month ago, at the end of August, Canon announced the 90D. I had been looking for an update to my 70D for a long time. The 80D didn't have anything remarkable enough for me to want to upgrade. I was really hoping the 80D would have 4K, and when it didn't, I was willing to wait another 3 years. Or, more accurately, I was willing to wait for something better to come along. But as I've said in other videos, I appreciate that I can use autofocus without worrying. I'm shooting this video on the 70D with autofocus, and I'm not even looking at the view screen. That's how much I trust the autofocus. However, when they announced the 90D, well, I was initially very excited. I very quickly became disappointed. Sure, it had 4K, but it was soft. So could I really punch in and get that extra detail I needed if I wanted to simulate multiple camera angles? Probably not, but at least it had 120 frames per second in slow-mo, correct? No. Like many moms and dads out there, when I'm shooting video, my subject is generally moving most of the time. So slow motion without autofocus, it's not usable. 60 frames a second then. Nice, but not what I really wanted. But then they removed two features that I was familiar with and quite accustomed to. One was 24 frames a second. I know, nobody knows really why they did it, and even from a marketing standpoint, it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense. Look at their market share numbers and their fourth quarter results. That'll tell you it's not working. But why on earth did they have to remove all eye? Yes, IPB is a third the size of all eye, but that's because all eye has more detail. I'm looking to improve my game, I'm not looking at going backwards. Jump forward to today, Canon has released a firmware update for the 90D, version 1.1, and this brings back 24 frames a second, or to be more precise, 23.98 frames a second. It's also brought 24 frames a second to the EOS R. Later this year, the Canon GX7 Mark III will get the update, followed by the Canon GX5 Mark II. And then, sometime early next year, the M6 Mark II will get the update. So am I just another YouTuber, another influencer just trashing the 90D? No. I'm disappointed in Canon, I truly am. I think that this firmware update is a step in the right direction. I think the 90D is an incredibly good camera. For most moms and dads, if you're going to get this camera, I don't think you're going to be disappointed. The difference between all eye encoding and IPB, in most situations, you're not going to notice the difference. In fact, you'll probably be pretty happy with the smaller file sizes so long as you've got a computer that can handle it. However, for those of us that have been shooting with the 70D or the 80D for a while, that are looking to up their game, to enhance the camera's capability so they can produce better work, I don't think the 90D is all that we want it to be. And maybe that's part of my disappointment. Maybe I was hoping the 90D would be something that it isn't. Maybe I truly am ready for a full-frame camera, a mirrorless version of the 5D Mark V that's rumored to be coming out next year, or the EOS R Mark II. We'll have to see, but for now, I'm sticking with my 70D, and I'm just going to listen and wait. So if you have the EOS R, the 90D, go out and get the firmware and you've got your 24 frames a second back. And if anyone's installed this update, can you let me know if they brought back all eye as well? I also feel I should be fair to Canon. While this camera doesn't have in-body image stabilization, I'm able to use it as a vlogging camera. Granted, this is my first time doing it. If I had to shoot a long video, I would have to start working out my arms a whole lot more because it does get a little heavy. But the lens stabilization in the 18 to 135 is sufficient enough with a nice casual walk. It produces stable enough video that it's not going to make anybody feel sick. I'm able to use a 6-year-old camera with a 6-year-old lens. And even though my workflow is changing, it's able to step up. I just hope Canon innovates enough in 2020 to get me to spend more money. So, in the words of Casey from Camera Conspiracies, is the 90D the perfect camera? Not in a long shot. But is it good enough? Maybe. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. If you want to get notified when I publish new videos, click the bell. It will notify you with an email each time a new video comes out. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.